All right, welcome back to the alleged podcast. This is definitely episode 20.
Oh yeah.
And this is it's been 3 months since me and Zach did it, just us two, but it is just us two today. Today's Sunday. We're doing this a day before the release.
Yeah.
Because
well,
Zach decided to get a job and now he's screwed everything up.
Yeah. Well, I'm working they said I might be working some days 5 days a week, but for the most part I'll probably working like 6 days a week.
Not important. Okay.
But yeah, we don't know when we're going to be recording these now. Probably just different days. But they're going to be on Monday, hopefully.
Yeah, this is our first podcast after the end of our second semester in college, so that's 1 year down.
Yep.
At least 3 more for me, probably one more semester for Zach because he's going to quit.
No, I don't.
He's gonna quit.
I don't know.
He's gonna quit.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna spend his own money and then he's gonna quit 75%.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Well, this second semester, something like I know you said it's kind of stupid the other day. That I said it's weird that it's already over, but it's like it's just weird that I'm like doing a job now and I'm like completely done with school and it's just over and it's like. Okay, like it just doesn't feel like we went through that year, or at least the second semester. It just didn't seem like it really was like it happened. I feel like I remember more the first semester, and I feel like that was closer to now than even the second semester.
Well, I definitely got more out of my first semester than I did my second semester. I don't know. Second semester was just a bunch of teachers full of crap.
Well, I just feel like the second semester is always shorter a little bit, and I feel like some of them are like, all right, I'm going to do the same exact thing I did last semester, and then it goes horribly fucking wrong.
They just get tired of it?
Well, that too, but I think it just goes horribly wrong. It's like you look at our humanities teacher.
Can you not? You almost slapped me.
Anyways, but our humanities teacher was like, she kept telling us, oh yeah, so I want you guys to watch this video tonight, and then I'll have another video for this day to make up for like 1 day that we had off.
Moraine, our school had a designated day off. So a day off that was already in the calendar. Yeah. And we had President's Day off. And she wanted to give us BS assignments to make up for those days. And it's like, no, if the school says we're off on those days, don't give me stuff to do on those days. That's crap.
Yeah.
Like, just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean you have to spread it on to the rest of us.
It's like I said, I feel like, we have a lot more off days, I think, in the second semester than we do the first semester. And it's also a shorter semester. So I feel like that was like her excuse, trying to justify it. But it was
I don't care what her excuse was.
What was that?
No, I forgot to...
Oh, yeah, by the way, we're recording this in Tyler's apartment, so if you hear dogs or like rustling around, that's why.
Yeah, I have 2 dogs. They like to be wild.
Well, it's weird now because like they were literally jumping and climbing all over me, and like the second we started this, like one of them, Kobe, is now just like asleep, and he's like lying down on my jacket. I don't even know where the fuck the other one went, but yeah, now it's like calm.
They know how this works.
Yeah.
I'm not the most comfortable right now. Like, I'm happy that we don't have to go all the way out to Moraine and then drive all the way back. Like, I'm happy about that, but
yeah,
it feels a little odd.
Well, it's weird that I think this is the first time we've done it maybe outside of Moraine. Oh, well, no, I guess not. The very first time we did it at Tom's house. And then we tried doing it for the 10th episode, but that fucking
And
awful.
If we were doing it every 10 episodes, this would be again at Tom's house, but screw Tom.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
He doesn't even listen to these. He subscribed allegedly.
Yeah, he fucking subscribed, and then I don't know. He didn't really like specify whether or not he unsubscribed.
I don't. Well, either way, I don't think he listens to these. So
I feel like if we talk shit about him and then we tell him that we talk shit about him, then that's when he listens. That's like the only time. It's like, what do these assholes say?
Well, we
me?
talk about him basically every episode.
Well, it's hard not to, because even though he's like kind of like a big wad of nothingness.
Okay, well,
he's still part of our life.
Me and my coworker were having a conversation about him yesterday. Like, she's 4 days in, and somehow Tom came up, and like
is it a new person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't go to school, and the way she was talking at first about it, like what she believes about school, like I thought she was going to totally go down Tom's path, But she doesn't go to school because what she wants to do with her life doesn't really pertain to school. Like, she wants to also get into, like, she just kind of wants to experience things rather than have, like, a career. She wants to have, like, life experiences.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Like, she understands that she needs to, like, still have a job and still build a foundation for herself. But I was telling her, like, Tom, you know, bashing him right now, he went to school for less than a semester, and he wants to live this fascinating, you know, Bill Gates money-filled life where he doesn't have to do anything or have a job or, you know, responsibilities, but he's not doing anything to get there.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, he's acting like he's acting like he has he has not. I mean, I guess you can say he's acting like he has the right, but I feel there's
he
another
is
word.
Acting like he has the right.
Yeah, he's acting like he has every, like, I don't know how to fucking even phrase it, but he's acting like he's like those people, basically.
Yeah.
He's as much of a brainiac as Einstein.
Right. And he's going to figure it out, and people are going to figure it out for him.
Do you think, though, like, because he's a very nonchalant kind of guy, and, like, I feel like some of his opinions I can respect, the ones that he holds on to, but some of them, I mean, I know eventually he's going to be like, well, maybe that's bullshit, and maybe I should try to change something. But my problem is, I asked him the other day, like, about his basically, he has his own credit card and his mom has a credit card, but he uses his mom's credit card a bunch and to give her points, right, or something.
Well,
like that.
no, they're both debit. He said
debit.
They're
both
cards.
Debits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But his mom basically, though, keeps giving him money to go do shit, and it's like, I think she needs to realize, like, she's putting a house over somebody who's not going to college and who doesn't have a fucking job, and she's giving money to him. And that's enforcing bad behavior on him. And, like, just judging from the way he dresses and the way he acts and the way he thinks, he's very childlike. And I feel like...
And nobody's pushing him to do anything except for me and you.
Yeah.
As far as we know. And he's
just
denying it.
He looks at it like we are talking shit to him, but sometimes you need
But we do it out of care and love and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, you know, it's still, I was talking to you the other day, like, I feel like some people are, like, riding a wave. You know, they feel like they just had this kind of, almost not like, kind of like confidence, but also just, like, their mind is almost in, like, an above area. And sometimes you just need someone to level that out.
I don't think Tom's riding any wave. I just think he's gonna float through life and with no bad things, no bad consequences for his non-actions.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say though. I feel like, I mean, he's not a bad kid. He doesn't do anything bad. But
no, because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but I want him to do something that gets him in trouble enough. Like, I want someone to punch him, basically. Because sometimes...
But that's not going to get him in trouble. He's going to be the victim.
No, I want him to do something that gets him in trouble, and then, like, whoever he pisses off punches him.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
And I just feel like, I know what you mean by floating, but I'm just saying I feel like he's riding some sort of wave that he thinks is leading to some greater fucking thing, but it's not. It's not leading anywhere, and someone just needs to fucking crash it. Now, the thing is, like, I talk about, like, I think about cracking you and cracking him every once in a while, but I wouldn't want to do it. I feel like somebody just needs to be like, this guy's an asshole and just needs to fucking job. You know, I just feel like that just needs to happen.
His Tom's fascinations are Honduras, pianos, Subway, being shirtless every once in a while, watching Netflix.
He was literally, we were outside of his house the other day, and it took him 5 minutes to put a fucking shirt on. He says he wasn't putting it on.
He denies putting a shirt on.
Totally putting it on.
But he was definitely getting every article of clothing on to come into the door.
Yeah, I wonder what everybody in his house thinks.
He was arguing when we were having dinner that school is he was going back to all of his arguments before. School is a scam. You're just going to school to get another job. No. Well, yes and no.
In some ways, he's right.
School is definitely overpriced, and it's overpriced for governmental reasons because the government needs money, and because schools can do this to you because they know you'll pay for it. And so, yes, school is definitely somewhat of a scam. But I'm not going to school just to get another job. I'm doing it so I can get somewhere or to not have a job. Yeah. Like, if I'm doing something I like to do, it's not a job. So I don't know why he's saying that. I mean, some people do come out of college just to get a job they don't like because maybe something changed about them. But I'm doing it to get somewhere that I don't want to feel like I have a job. Yeah. So,
well, Jim Carrey, he went to I think a college to talk or whatever, and he said his dad wanted to be a comedian. His dad really wanted to be, but then his dad was like, well, maybe I should just settle for business. And then he went to college, got a business degree, and then went to business. And like after like I think like 7 or 8 years or something like that, he got fired. And then he had him as a son and all. He had a family, so then they had like a big long period of like just being poor. And like what he learned from his dad is you should just do what you love, right? Because if you try to do something that you hate, that's eventually maybe will get you money, that can also crash down too. Mm-hmm. So you might as well do whatever you want to do.
Right. Well, this is the time. I didn't realize that a bunch of big names always gave commencement speeches at universities.
Neither did I until I started seeing them on Facebook.
Yeah,
literally.
I listened to a part of Will Ferrell's, and he was like, "Look, when I was graduating college, I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do, and I know there's a lot of you out there that don't know what you want to do right now. So you see where I'm at." He didn't say this, but basically, he's like, "You see where I'm at? I'm doing just fine. So if you don't know what you want to do and you're graduating college, you're fine, or you can be fine."
Do you ever wonder, like, I mean, Will Ferrell's not a bad looking guy. I mean, he's pretty decent, but like, do you ever just like look at somebody who's famous now who's not like super attractive and they're like a famous actor? Do you ever just think like, God, they gotta be like having some sort of euphoria, like I fucking did it, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's gotta be like that's gotta be like a crazy.
I feel
feeling.
like Will Ferrell is like. I almost feel like he's two different people. Like, I feel like the real Will Ferrell is an asshole who doesn't. Yeah, I do. I feel like he's an asshole who doesn't really like people. Like, and I know this is untrue. It's just what when I was watching that commencement speech, I'm like, I feel like he was a total asshole to everybody before he came out on stage. And when he got on stage, he was like, now I'm Will Ferrell, the character.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be all funny and stuff. And then when he left, he was like, F you and get out of my way. Get me back to my hotel and get me some pizza.
Yeah, Bill Murray is kind of like that. He doesn't like fame, So he's a funny guy, but he very like he doesn't like to be around all this famous shit and all that. I mean, he had, I think it was his quote that says, if you ever have to choose between being rich and famous or being rich and unknown, choose be rich and unknown.
Yeah.
Like that's in his mind was better.
Right.
And like I can kind of understand that, but like with what I want to do, as much as like I don't like the idea, because like I don't like a lot of people. I like to have small groups and then kind of leave it at that. And even if you're famous, you don't need to be friends with a bunch of people,
right?
But you're still exposed to a bunch of them. And then in my field, you kind of have to know. And same with your field too. You got to know people to get to certain. Yeah. So you need to build certain things like that, and that makes sense. That's fine.
You can get somewhere with one person. You don't need 5.
Yeah, true. But I was gonna say, like when I say I want to be a writer, I want to be a director, like I know that's like I'm saying that's what I want to be, but in the end I'm also saying in the back like I want to be famous, because that's the only way to be successful with that, and it's kind of like whenever I kind of think about it that way, it kind of gives me like a gut-wrenching feeling, because I'm like, I really have to appeal to a lot of people. But then in another sense, it's like I feel like I could totally do it. Like your girlfriend, Hamna, she gave us questions. She has interview questions for her school news. By the way, when is she getting out of school?
Her last day was Wednesday.
Oh, really? So she's already out?
Yeah.
So is that not for the school?
No, it is.
Oh, it is.
Well, she's a senior. We seniors got out like 2 weeks before the rest of the school. So school's still going on, just not for seniors.
So she's writing it for everybody else then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't really understand. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So one of her questions was, what kind of got you into wanting to be a director or being something like that? And it's just I think I explained to her, it's like I've had a feeling, I think mostly my whole life, since like maybe like 5th or 6th grade, around there, that I don't know what it is. There's something like euphoric about it. I've used that word twice now, but there's something about it where I think 100% I will get to that maximum thing that I want to do and like being famous. But that's the joke I always make. Like we say, we're already famous or whatever. But I truly believe that. That's something I truly. It's not even a belief. It's something like I know, and it's like something I spiritually know almost.
Okay.
And I have like a faith in what we're doing here. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely have. I feel like this is totally like a thing that is like it's not big, but it's like not.
Yeah.
It's small. It's not big. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's definitely something that's important enough to me.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like truly big right now, that I'm gonna keep working at. But that's if you're gonna be in this entertainment business, especially with like our platforms are YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, you have to keep going, or else you're not gonna get anywhere. You can't expect this. We've been going at this for 20 weeks now. 20 weeks. This is
maybe a little more than that.
Well, yeah, but like the podcast is the biggest part of this right now, and we've been doing this for 20 weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I honestly didn't know whether or not we were gonna maybe be like this active with it, but I knew we were gonna keep going with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I'm pretty impressed with what we've done. I mean, we do like an hour, maybe a little over an hour, like every episode, and I'm just surprised because like I'm a person who. I like to talk a lot, but sometimes, like, I definitely have those air moments where I'm just like, well, I don't know what to say now.
Well, like, like, I woke up today, and I'm going to be honest. I was like, I really, like,
same.
Like, I didn't want to do this today, and it's really bad to say that because this is something that I should want to do, but it's almost like maybe it was just, it's the weekend, and I'm not used to doing this on a weekend. I'm used to going, like, doing my whole day and then doing the podcast right after, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. It's just kind of maybe we're in a transition period, not being in school right now.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some weeks where I'm just not motivated to do this. And maybe I think it's the preparation. Like some weeks I put more preparation into each episode.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of ideas this week. A lot went on. But I didn't write anything down, and that's on me.
Yeah.
But I thought it would also. I also had like a net under me because this is the first week after school, and I thought we could talk a lot about that since we're trying to be relatable college students, and so I was like, as I was setting this up, I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
No, I feel you. Well, when I was driving over here, I'm like, I was thinking in the car, like, what are we gonna talk about?
Right.
Like, the only recent thing that I heard about in the news is like Donald Trump is going to the Middle Eastern countries and doing
Saudi
stuff
Arabia.
there. Yeah. And then, well, there's been I guess there's been rumors about it for like a long time because a lot of the people that he dated were like kind of saying he doesn't really do anything. But do you know about Harry Styles, about how recently it's kind of coming out that he might be gay?
Well, that's been a rumor for
it's been a while, but a lot of
ever.
things, a lot of like pictures have been surfacing of him like with a bunch of dudes.
No, I heard there was a rumor that he had a thing with one of the people in his band. I forgot which one.
In One Direction?
Yeah, in One Direction.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. But I that's like the only thing I heard this week that was like, oh, okay.
Like honestly, it might be better for the rest of the world if he is.
Well, I don't give a shit whether he is or not. I just
do you think that's why like he would date people like Taylor Swift, or he would date people like older than him?
Yeah.
Like he was just up and down the spectrum of women.
Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he could be just confused and not know what the fuck,
Yeah.
Because like when did they got famous because of the British X Factor, right? And Simon Cowell got them all together, and they were like young as fuck. They were like probably younger than we are now.
Well, definitely, yeah.
And I mean, just think about they went from not being famous, go on a TV show, meet 4 other strangers, start a band, and they're like the biggest band in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like that happened like that.
The next they were like the biggest guy band in forever.
Yeah. And it's just like that's gotta be like holy shit. Like you go from like knowing your hometown to knowing the world.
Yeah. Well, they went all over.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking nuts. I don't know how like you got to give those guys credit to deal with something like that. I know people. I mean, there's way worse things in the world than being famous.
Yeah.
But having that ellipse on you the way it did for them, that's fucking crazy.
Well, it makes me wonder because, like, I think a lot of people would like to be famous in this world for the betterment of life, but then you talk to famous people and they all say don't. Like, they don't like it. They don't want the attention anymore. And I get that. It can be annoying to, like, not be able to walk outside of your house and, like, have a peaceful, like, day. Yeah. Like, you can't go to the grocery store, like, as someone like Harry Styles anymore, because it's like if he wanted to go out and get some McDonald's and he pulled up through the drive-thru, there would be a whole thing about it. Yeah. And like, me and you could just, like, stop right now, go to McDonald's, and nobody would give a shit.
Yeah. I think about that too. Like, your life is totally interrupted. Like, right. I think about all those times when you see on TV, like TMZ or something like that, like, oh, look, he fucking yelled at us for trying to talk to him. And it's like, well, yeah, he's probably talked to you 50 million times before and he's just sick of it, so fuck off. You know? Like, there's nothing new going on probably with him. He's probably doing the same fucking movie or whatever. And it's just like,
well, it's also, it also makes me think how much we gush over people for something like that. It's like, they sing a 4-minute song and we're all like, oh my God, they're the greatest. They're the greatest humans in the world. Or someone reads or remembers some lines for a movie and they're like, they're the greatest actor in the world. And we all gush over that. And it's like, well, they're doing an entertainment job. Just like, you make food for people. Why can't we be like, he makes the greatest sandwiches in the world? Yeah. Like, Americans like food a lot. Why can't we gush over people who make great food? And I guess we do. We have like Guy Fieri and
who's Hell's Kitchen?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Although he's a jerk ass.
I saw a video of him recently. Like, I don't know if it was like a quiche or something like that, but like his mom was on a show with him, and his mom had made her. It was like something with cheese. I think it was a quiche. I don't know what the fuck it was. But she had hers done, and hers looked kind of like And then he brought his out, and it looked like all flat and nice. And he's like, well, look at your presentation. It looks, okay, but you look at mine. And then she goes, it looks kind of uncooked in the middle. He goes, is it really? And he, like, sticks a fork in it. He goes, oh, shit, okay. he puts it in the back in the oven. He's like, well, here you go, smart ass.
Well, I've seen, like, I've seen comparisons with him, like, with the adult, like, Hell's Kitchen and, like, the kids shows that he does with food. He's like all nice. He's like, oh, you'll get better next time. And then they transfer to the adult version. He's like screaming in their faces, F you stupid piece of shit, get the fuck out of my face. And it's just like, wow. Like, wow.
Well, I feel like that's totally just because he was a chef for so long. I mean, you look at somebody like Anthony Bourdain, too. I mean, he's very kind of quiet with, his personality. I mean, he's a very calm guy, but there's certain videos where, like, you can see he gets pepped up real easily. Yeah. And I think it's just because you have to learn how to yell and get people's attention when you're in a kitchen. It's loud, and you got to keep things going. Right. And you can't, fuck it out.
He's like, get the fuck out of my face. And he throws, like, some shit at him.
And he freaks the fuck out. He does not give a shit. There was one time when some guy was like, he doesn't ever like to refer to Hell's Kitchen as like a show, really. He just kind of wants these people to like work. And there was one time when this one dude was blaming this other guy for doing something that he didn't do in the kitchen. And the guy's like, look at the tapes. You can look at the tapes. And he's like, I don't give a fuck about the tapes. The fucking tapes don't exist. There's something like that. I'm like, holy shit. And like, I feel like even though he's kind of a dickbag, I feel like I don't know. He's a douchebag, but he's a good douchebag. He's almost like Dexter.
He is. And like, have you ever seen like people try to send him pictures over Twitter?
Yeah, and then he
like
comments
just
on
insults.
Them.
Yeah. That's probably the greatest thing ever, because he makes like the biggest insults, and I'm gonna try to look for some right now.
Yeah, how many do you this is kind of off topic, but how many Twitter followers does Trump have? It's like 30 million, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
I thought it was something close to that, cuz I was thinking about it, cuz Katy Perry, she was on SNL last night and she has like 80 million. And it's just weird to think that there's like this world leader that has less followers than like a pop star.
Well, I mean, but Is it really though?
No, it's just weird. Like, I get a lot of those followers are probably like young girls and they're following her shit and whatever. But it's just weird to think like yesterday I was thinking about it too. I was like I was watching Inglourious Bastards with my grandmother. She never saw it. It's like the Nazi killing movie. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, and I was watching with my grandma. She never saw it before, and she just came upstairs to sit with my dog, because my dog likes to come upstairs at a certain point. So while I was sitting there, she's like she wasn't watching it, but then eventually she started watching it, and she was like, oh, this is interesting. And then like the very end of the movie, spoiler alert, they're fucking carving a swastika into the main bad guy's face, and she's like, I don't like this movie, I don't want to see it again, fuck you. But anyways, in that movie, I was just like, just Hitler, just if Twitter was around when Hitler was around, I just wonder what that would be like. Like, what would he fucking say? I mean, of course, they would fucking go into everybody's house and be like, are you following Hitler?
Well, probably.
You know? But like, what the fuck would he post? Like, I was thinking about it. Like, he would probably not be making any fucking jokes.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think about that.
I don't know, but he was also a meth addict, so I feel like he would go into like a really bad stoop and like just put a bunch of different fucking like rants on Twitter and then have them taken down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to think that he was a meth addict too, because like that only came out recently, and they were like comparing photos from like when he first became the Fahar, whatever the fuck they call it, and then like towards the end, and you can definitely tell he had like the look of a meth addict. He was super skinny. You could see his veins in his neck.
Well, not even that. He had a small head. He had like the very thin like if he moved his head, his hair was like that thin that it would move with it.
Yeah.
And like just when he's freaking out like on stage, you could see the aggressiveness and almost the sporadicness and just the crazy ass that was in his eyes, and like you could tell.
You gotta. I mean, Norm Macdonald brings this up all the time. Like, it's weird to think that people say that he was a really good public speaker, and yet he looks like a fucking maniac.
Well, yeah, but he spoke like I think that he spoke with what he believed in, even as fucked up as it was. He still spoke it. Yeah. And he still took it to the crowds and tried to spew it on them.
Do you know how he actually ended up becoming like the main guy? Like, do you know how like he was like apparently just a really shitty kid, and then he went to war in World War I, and he kept getting like a rank up, and then he kept putting down ranks because he was crazy. He would do really fucked up things, and he would just keep getting like lowered his rank and then hiring it and then lowering it again. He would just get a lot of insubordination bullshit going on. So then eventually, once he left the war, he came back. He tried being like a painter, and then he had like a hardship and became homeless. And then he wrote Mein Kampf. Is that the name of his book? Mein Kampf? It might be that. And then somehow he went from being homeless to just like being this great big politician. And it happened, I think, within a year.
Yeah.
And that's fucking crazy. Like that, just to think that he went from literally nothing to just literally almost taking over the whole world within like 4 years, and then he fucking kills himself.
It's the power of being able to speak, because that's all he did really to get. That's all Donald Trump did. Like the power of his words got him where he is.
Yeah, and even like with the stuff that he said in the past, like I think I told you that quote where he said, if I was going to run for president, I would run as Republican, because they're the dumbest group of people. They would see anything on Fox and believe it, and the ratings would be great.
Well, speaking of Fox, I read the paper this morning, and there was an article in there, and Harvard just came out with a study, and it was also on CNN too when I was watching this show called Reliable Sources. Harvard came out with a study, and according to their study, Fox was the most positive, like the most even positive negative news source in Trump's first 100 days. And it was actually more negative coverage on Trump than it was positive, 52% to 48%. And CNN and NBC.
Wait, is that just for when he was president, or?
No, yeah, for president.
Oh, okay.
Presidency, his first 100 days.
Yeah.
And so, and I think it was CNN and NBC were at the top at like 93% negative coverage and only like 7% positive coverage. But it was just interesting to me that, like, it's interesting, but it's not interesting. So, of course, Fox would give the most positive coverage, but they also gave more negative coverage in his first 100 days than positive. So it's like who's the most unbiased? But I don't know if I'd consider that being unbiased or just like even like they give a bad story and then they followed up with a good story like every time. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't watch enough Fox News to really. Well,
it's always on in my house because both my grandparents watch it all the time.
But they were also showing clips of Hannity attacking basically every other news source in America, and like Fox News hosts saying, "Oh, this Russia thing, that's all we talk about anymore, and it's so stupid." Like it's like, do you really have to? Is that your whole news network? Like at least CNN has analysts from both sides, but Fox is just like a bunch of people who don't believe in anything that goes against Republicans.
Do you think though that like people like Bill Maher and Stephen Colbert should just kind of like calm it down?
I think Stephen Colbert is getting a little too caught up. He's like almost all of his monologues and stuff. Like that's what it has to do with. It's like, okay, we get it. Like Trump doesn't like you, and you think you're winning, but really your show's becoming like you versus Trump, not the Late Show.
And it's the same thing with Bill Maher. I mean, it's like that's all you ever.
I don't really watch him. I only watched him with the Milo, a while back. But I think Stephen Colbert is getting a little too caught up in that.
Well, the thing that I like about this generation is I think that it's nice that people are getting more interested in politics. It's like they're paying attention to it more now. But I think it's still, this generation I don't think understands. Like, I feel like this is a very hypocritical generation.
They don't understand how to read past what they hear.
Yeah. And they also, it's like most liberals today will they'll say free speech, but then anything that goes against what they believe in, they claim it to be hate speech. Yeah. And it's like they want that
to be that's the thing. Hate speech really, like, it was always there, but it was never claimed. But now it's like with this whole freedom of speech movement again, even though it never went away, like freedom of speech is still there. Yeah. Each side claims that things they don't like is hate. And hate speech is honestly like, okay, like unless it's like racist or that I consider like threatening and a crime, not just speech. So I don't think hate speech is any different than freedom of speech. Yeah. So, whatever.
I don't know. Milo has been coming back too. He's been doing I think some campuses now. So he's been kind of coming back into the loop. But I don't think he's going to be doing
quieter,
any big
though.
ones. Yeah.
A little quieter.
Well,
though.
I mean, he used to be like uploading every day on his Facebook.
Well, he still does upload
YouTube.
On Facebook a lot.
Yeah, but on YouTube, I mean, he's have like a new video every single day, and now it's like kind of eh. But I think his very first appearance back on a campus was on Cinco de Mayo, and he called it Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that he's coming back. I just hope that he'll. I think the problem is that he got super. He went from being kind of a nobody who was going around speaking, and then when the Trump. Once it got towards the end of the election, I think he became really big because he became a really big Trump advocate, and then he got super huge. Everybody knew who he was, and then he went on Bill Maher, and then somebody found that shit on. It might have been on. I know some of it was found on Joe Rogan's podcast the very first time he was on it, and then somebody else's podcast where he was basically saying like the stuff about how he thinks like underage boys should be able to experiment with older and all that shit. And I think that. It's like we were just talking about. Like he was kind of starting to ride this wave of fame, and then he said something fucked up earlier, so then it kind of got crashed down, and now he has to rebuild it. But hopefully he won't say anything fucked up again.
Right. Maybe he'll get his ideas in check before he says anything.
Well, yeah, and it's like. Maybe you should chill with some topics. I know that he's a homosexual and he's a conservative, so he believes that maybe he can have it cured. He's one of those people that thinks he can cure that. But I feel like he should just stick completely with politics. I don't think he should be going off about certain things because,
if it's something he believes in, then it's something he should go do and say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, but I feel like he should just stick with the main things that he was talking about. You know what I mean? Like, he was very pro-Republican, but like when
but that's also because he was writing about it for a whole new website. Now he's his own person.
Yeah, he doesn't work for Breitbart anymore, and they kicked him out.
Yeah, so I think if he's gonna stay his own person and build his own empire, then I think he should be able to talk. If he wants to talk about that, then have at it. But if he was like a writer and stuff, then yeah, sure, maybe quiet down because you're just a writer for Breitbart. You're not Breitbart.
Yeah. Do you think though that he should try to go like full force back into it, or do you think he should continue with what he's doing now, which is kind of doing like smaller colleges?
I think he should stay with what he's got because he's still in the beginning stages of rebuilding.
Yeah. Because like I feel like though once he gets kind of back on top, I feel like people will be like, oh yeah, he's the fucking pedophile guy, you know what I mean, or something like that. But I feel like that won't scar him too bad. I feel like that's
I think it's gone. Yeah, for the most part.
Because it was only a thing for like a week, and then his kind of shit died down, and now he's back, and nobody's really talked about it at all. So hopefully, everything will be cool. But I'm guessing what happened was when he went on Bill Maher, a bunch of liberals that never heard of him heard about him, and then they probably looked him up and probably were listening to probably podcasts that he was on, or just his interviews and all this other shit, and trying to just find something that they can fuck him over with. And somebody found that and was like, oh, this guy is he's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? So hopefully, what I was trying to say, I hope he's more careful with his words, basically. He doesn't say something before
you speak.
Yes. I hope he doesn't say anything outlandish. He kind of understands everything that's going on. Isn't it weird to think that I think in England homosexuality was illegal until I think the 68 or 69? Isn't that fucking crazy? Because the guy who created the very first ever computer for I think decoding in World War II, he was chemically castrated or whatever. What do you call it?
Castrated.
Yeah, and I think eventually he killed himself, but it was because he was a homosexual. And it's weird to think if he had lived just a little, I think he killed himself maybe late 50s. If he had waited another 10 years, it would have been fine. But just the fact that they were doing that just less than 100 years ago, that's really fucked up.
It's not America, so I don't really know how England's government works. So
I have no idea either. They are under a monarchy, right? Isn't that
Parliament?
Parliament. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because, it's weird to think, too, they still have a king and a queen and a prince and all that. That just seems fucking old school.
But they're not America. That's basically what you're comparing it to, right? So, they're a whole separate country. Yeah. So, you could say it's weird, but it's really, in my opinion, it's not, because they're not our country.
But
so
for us, it just, whenever I think of, king and queen, I always think of older days. I don't think of now.
But England is that. They are still that.
Their shit. Yeah.
Did you just say their shit?
That's their shit.
Oh, I thought you said their shit.
No, I said that's their shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Are we at the 30 mark yet?
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to stop talking.
Okay.
All right, and we're back.
Hello.
And for the second half here, I want to talk a lot about our freshman year in review of our first year at college. Zach, what do you think?
It was pretty lit.
Okay. And we're gonna take another break so I can beat the living hell out of him. When did you start using that word?
I don't know. I think I explained this to you. I make fun of people using words, and I'll keep making fun of them to the point to where that word ends up becoming how I talk, and it's annoying.
So you're a hypocrite.
No, it's like
yeah,
I try,
you
are.
No,
I am in a sense, but it's I'm not trying to be. It's I try to make fun of it, and then it just becomes what I say.
But you literally use it as
no, I'm totally a hypocrite. Just I'm not trying to be though. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, forget about it.
That
anyways, though, I thought the first semester was really cool. I just like I said, I like the first semester way better than the second semester. The second semester just seemed like it was just dragging along.
So let's talk about the first semester. Do you remember way back in those August days, walking in to our 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Comp class? You remember that first day?
I do remember. We were walking in. There was a bunch of people outside. We saw George outside with his friend Aboud, or is it Abuad?
Doesn't matter. Really.
Something crazy. But anyways, we saw them, and then we walked in, and we went upstairs, and then I think we saw our class was maybe empty. So then we walked all the way down, past the G spot. Then we took a left, and then we sat in the G. We sat. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like you know how like if you go into G building, you pass by the bathroom.
You're talking about.
Yeah, we sat there,
Yeah.
and then we went to class.
Yeah.
And it was like awkward because we thought maybe we should go earlier, but we didn't end up going earlier. And we went there, and like we had like sit in between people.
Yeah, we had to sit in between the 2 tables and 4 people, 2 tables put together, and there were 4 chairs, and it was like a 2x4 rows of seating, two rows, and then I don't know how to explain it. I'm doing too much geometry.
It was 2 rows, and there was 4 tables in each row. Or was there 4 or 3?
No, there was 4.
There's 4 in each row, and there was 4 seats in each table.
And me and Zach, like literally the only 2 seats that were next to each other that were empty were in between 2 people sitting on each end. And we were like, okay, I guess this is how it's gonna be.
Well, who's that kid's name that sat to the left of you?
Harley.
Did you even see him during the second semester?
No.
I don't think I did either.
No.
That was one of the guys who had, wasn't doing so well in that class. So I don't know, because he was always the person we'd see when we were printing ours out in the morning. We'd see him doing his, or we would see him just like sitting in the library, like is he just waiting?
Well,
to come
he'd
to
always
class?
be the guy that when a paper was due, he wouldn't show up that class because he was probably doing it.
Yeah.
And but
and then after that we had humanities,
and that was we thought that class got boring at the end. Oh no! I would have much rather showed up to that class than this semester's humanities.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
I think maybe if we were in that room for this semester's humanities, it might have been a little bit better. Yeah. You're making a huge mistake right now.
I know I am. I have one of his dogs on my lap. Anyways, I was going to say, like, the thing I really liked about our last humanities class was that it was in, like, that theater kind of room. And I think the first time we went in there, I was, like, unexpecting of it. And then I think we went all the way to the top, and we sat in the middle. And it was just like, okay, we're sitting here now.
Yeah. And we didn't move, like, the whole time.
Then we met up with Rick and Marco.
Well, no, I had my psych class.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that very first time, what did I do? I think I just sat at the computers that were down the hallway from it.
Yeah, I went to my psych class, and that was, she just lectured the whole time, and then towards the end of the semester, she just liked to put on videos and have us watch videos. And my final took me like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally took me 5 minutes to do, and that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those days were just the easiest. They really were. They weren't bad at all.
Well, they went by quick.
Yeah, they did.
It was only, for me it was 2 class day. For you it was 3. But yeah, it was a quick day. And then Tuesdays and Thursday was our first class. Oh well, my first class was math. Yep. I had 098, and then after that, I guess we didn't have College 101 until the second half of the semester. Isn't that weird? Like, it doesn't seem like it was, like, only half a semester.
Yeah.
But it went by quick.
It was kind of a wasteful class, to be honest.
Yeah, but our teacher was
cool. We didn't really do anything. Yeah, we just listened to him tell us stories.
Yeah. a lot. There was that one video that I still think is fucking hilarious, which is, like, he was showing us, like, something about maybe anger management or something, and there was this guy who in real life he was like playing a game against somebody, tennis, And then he like just freaked out and just started kicking. And
it really wasn't
balls.
As funny as Zach found it to be. Like nobody else was
laughing. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I've seen. It was hilarious, honestly.
It really wasn't, and I couldn't even tell you.
And he played it twice.
Yeah,
played it twice.
And I was really sad when he played it the second time.
It was fucking hilarious. But then our Tuesdays, Thursdays, those were I would go to math, and it was early, so I think I had to be there I would go there at 7, and my class was at 8, and I would be in there for like an hour 50, and then I would get out. And before we went to college, it would just, I think me and you would beat up, and we would just hang out for an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And then we go to science, and that was 2.5 hours around there.
Yep.
And then, that was it. But then once college got in the mix, it was like, I was kind of pissed because then there was no, like, if we had homework in that class, I couldn't do it.
Right.
You know? But, I had to do it at home. But, I thought it wasn't bad. I just didn't really like math at all. Because, one, I didn't talk to anybody in there. And two, it was just early in the morning and shitty. And I didn't want to do math.
But it's the same thing. It's like our science class last semester was so much better than our science class this semester. And it's like as bad of an experience we thought we had.
Do you think, though, it's because of the teacher? Or do you think it's because of the subject? I was thinking about that. I was thinking, like, our teacher was pretty energetic, and she was pretty cool for what it was worth. I mean, I don't think
it was really definitely the
fault.
subject.
Yeah.
I just don't. I like science, but I don't like.
You don't like learning about it.
I don't
you like hearing about it.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't like. It was a lot of environmental science, and that's basically what we did: water, trees, rocks, volcanoes, earthquakes, snow.
Yeah.
Weather.
Did you like it better the first semester when we had Shepherd or not the lady?
No.
I thought the lady was cool.
I thought she was cool, but like I guess they were both kind of equal in like the sense that I didn't really know where I was at in the class, and they both kind of had their own teaching styles.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about her is to clarify, for the first half of the semester we had Mr. Shepherd as our teacher in our science class, and then do you remember what her name was? Miss Carey.
Yeah.
I never addressed her by that, so I would never know. But then we had her for the other half of that semester, and basically Shepherd. I mean, I'm sure we had to have fucking talked about him on the podcast. There's no way we didn't, because we did start this podcast, I guess, after the first semester.
It was after first semester.
We weren't taught. We didn't have him going on, but that guy is literally a living meme for us. And I'm not gonna talk shit about the guy, but still, our group chat for me, Tom, and Tyler, we call it zooplankton.
Yeah.
And it's because, I guess it is the correct pronunciation the way he was saying it, but it looks like zooplankton. But he was saying zooplankton, so we just found it fucking funny.
Yeah. Well, he said a lot. He said a lot of things really odd.
A lot of things, yes.
A lot of things.
But I would think, he was somebody who I guess really liked the subject. It's just he was really monotone.
Yeah, but we also did a lot more with him than we did with this teacher.
Like what? No, do you really think we did more experiments?
No, I'm talking about field trips and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we did one field trip, right? For this semester?
Did we?
We remember Camp Sagawau.
Oh, the camps, yeah.
That was
we didn't go to Camp Sagawau.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
that was last semester.
Yeah. It was
Swallow Cliff.
Yeah, Swallow Cliff.
Yeah.
That was, decent. Got my shoes dirty.
Was it decent? Really wasn't that decent.
But I don't know the class this semester. I just I just couldn't find myself to care. I got a D in it, and it's, in all honesty, it's my fault. I mean, we were given fucking mostly filled out notes. Our teacher was really informative. She was really open to having her have emails sent to her. I mean, it's my fault. I got a D in the class.
It usually is. It usually is.
Yeah, but then last semester, the one thing I was going to say is that Mr. Shepherd, he would make us write like notes out in our notebook, whereas the other chick, she would give us, remember she gave us like mostly all the notes filled out, and then we would have to write in certain sections.
Yeah.
That was it.
Right.
But I think the one thing I definitely did like about this semester compared to last is that we have a class day and then we have a different day. Like
yeah, but it was always a lab day at the end. Like there was never a day where we didn't have a lab. You know,
true.
Like we never used the textbook, and she lectured for like.
Did we use the textbook in any of our classes this semester other
humanities?
Yeah, that's what
psychology. If you technically
read the first,
you should have used the textbook.
For what though? For a 50 question fucking
25? Are you nuts?
That's
25. We only did 25 questions.
But I'm just saying for what she wrote out for it. You know what I mean? For the whole fucking semester.
But that's fake news.
Fake news.
That's literally it's fake news if you're trying to make it like that. Trying to pass it off as 50 when you only had to do 25.
Talk to the mic? No? Oh my god, your hair is all over me. Hold on. I gotta put it down. Yeah. But what was your out of all the classes that we had from last and this semester, what was your like favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Favorite to go to was probably well, I'm trying to think of how I felt. Okay, so I want to say psychology because I always expected not to have to do anything except sit there and listen or watch a video.
Yeah.
But there were some days, like during the end of the semester, we had this group presentation, and that was like the only class I had that you weren't in. So I was working with people that I didn't really know. And I didn't like that.
Okay, well, shit. Oh, no, dude. My fucking hood. Oh, my God. What the fuck, Kobe? No. Look what he did. What the fuck?
Hold on, we got to take video of this.
Oh, my. Yeah, you got to take a video of this. Literally, Tyler's dog was, lying down on... Look at that shit. Tyler's dog was lying down on my fucking sweatshirt, and I just thought he was sleeping on it. But no, he was fucking chewing a hole in the hood, and I thought, look what he did here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I had to get a new one now.
Okay, what about the laces, your hood laces?
Oh, did he eat the laces?
I think he pulled it through.
Are you fucking serious? Dude! Oh
yeah, there it is. Yeah, that.
Oh, my, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Kobe, where are you?
Oh, my God.
Oh, there he is. There's the culprit.
Dude. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
He literally... Oh, Kobe, that's my mic. That's my mic. What the hell? Okay.
Look at this.
He doesn't, for the record, he hasn't chewed anything up since we got him, basically.
What the fuck, dude?
So I think
that's
he doesn't.
Sweatshirt,
I don't
Kobe.
think he likes you. I think
Kobe,
that's
my favorite. No, you know what? Because I had fucking what's the other dog's name?
Boone.
I had Boone on my lap that whole time, so he's probably like, "Oh, this."
I warned you. I said you're making a bad choice or a bad.
I guess so. I'm not. You're not getting up on my. No. No. Mm. Dude, you're a cute dog, but no, you betrayed me.
What kind of jacket is that?
What brand?
Yeah.
Old Navy.
Oh. Well, we can, if you want, we can go to the mall later, and I'll buy you a new one.
No, you don't need to buy me.
No, I need to buy you a new one.
You don't need to buy.
I do.
You don't need
that.
To buy me.
My dog's doing, and it was your favorite jacket. I need to buy you a new one.
Well, it's not my favorite. It's the reason why it's my favorite jacket is because it's my only sweat jacket. I don't have any other one. All right, come on, down. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. Yeah, I have to turn my back on you now, like Goodfellas. Good. Sorry. What the fuck were you talking about?
My favorite class, maybe?
Your favorite class, psychology, right?
Yeah. Psychology. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, like, she just lectured. I had to listen. She put on videos I had to watch. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
And it was only 50 minutes, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think I had a favorite class, to be honest. I think the end
None of the classes got me excited. Like, there is not a class where I was like, hey, this class again, yeah.
No, I think, like, the only class that I enjoyed towards the end was probably Comp 101.
Yeah.
That's really it. It was just like our teacher was done being a bitch. And it was like, all right, we're cool now. Yeah, so it was like, okay, this is life now.
I learned more from my Comp 101 class than I did at any point in our Comp 102
class.
Well,
we fucking discussed this. We didn't learn fucking anything.
No, she had an agenda, and she just said, do these assignments because we don't have time to teach you anything.
Yeah.
It was like, what the heck are you trying to teach me? And now we're off to speech. With who? With who? So hopefully nobody crazy.
Do you think it's going to be, do you think you're going to like speech?
I think I'll be fine.
Because
like I said, if I prepare enough, if I have an actual preparation, I think I'll be confident. And like I said, I don't mind speaking in front of classes anymore like I used to. So if I don't prepare, then I'll be scared. But if I'm prepared, I'll be fine.
Well, from what our friend Alex told us, it's mainly group stuff. Like, it's not just you talking.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be that bad.
Although group stuff can be really weird with speeches.
Well, I was about to say, like, I just hope that we don't sit at the table where the two other people have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Or they have completely opposite ideas of us.
Yeah.
And it becomes a war of words.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
Like, what if we had to do something that had to pertain to, like, politics? And they were like...
Well, I guarantee there's going to be. I mean,
like
every fucking teacher talks about that now.
Me and you were like some crazy-ass thinkers when it comes to politics, so... Yeah.
Well, we're definitely... I would definitely say I'm not, like, unbiased, but I would say I'm definitely a lot more open than I think most people to, like, other people's ideologies.
Yeah.
You know? But there's definitely a lot of times, like... I mean, I could definitely say, like, I talked about this on the podcast. I think I've definitely have taken a lot more, like, right or conservative ideologies in, like, this last year, more than I was before. And I'm definitely still on kind of, like, the left side with a lot of different things, but still, it just, right now, both sides just seem to be just involved with a bunch of bullfuckery, basically. I don't know, it just seems everything's, like, really shady. And it's just, I don't really know what to do. I mean, but then again, it's like you were talking about, it's like Fox News, you know, it's like their approval rating or whatever, for talking, their negativity or positive rating.
Their positive negative ratio, there was more negative than there actually was positive towards Trump in his first 100 days.
And it's just, I feel like even though, they are conservative, at least they're balancing it out. If those stats are true, hopefully.
Although, it's like what I said. It's like, did they say something negative and then immediately follow with something positive to offset it? So, is that really unbiased? No, it's probably just them trying to make light of something bad.
I mean, who when you really want to dig into, like, a story, like, what is the news source you like to go to? I usually either go to HuffPost or New York Times.
I go to CNN a lot, but then if I do something for CNN, I usually try to go straight to Fox to get that, cause
see, like, if there's two different,
to see both sides, or I will look at New York Times or the Washington Post. So those are like the four that I go to a lot.
Yeah.
But
this is kind of a little off topic, but, like, for not the last paper we did, before the political one for Comp 2. Like, did you ever, like, go back and read it at all and, like, see if you actually were, like, okay with it? Because, like, I read back with mine, and, like, I feel like she maybe didn't read it. I mean, it was a decent paper, but there was a lot of, like, grammatical errors. And I was just like,
well, I told you, or maybe I told Hamna, I told one of you or both of you that she literally told me that she stopped reading my paper.
Yeah, no, you told me that, yeah.
Like, she didn't finish it, and then when she went to give it back to me, she like skimmed through it, and she was like, okay, I'll give you a 90. Like I wrote that paper in like 3 total hours.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't think I deserved more than a C on that. So that's her fault. So I didn't go back and read it, but I know it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't coherent at all.
For me though, that was probably the easiest paper. I mean, me and you skipped psych that day to write it in one of those rooms, and I just cracked it out.
It wasn't hard. It was just like trying to get it done in a day is always a little stressful.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was kind of just like rushing with it, but it was like I was like pumping, like, because mine. I mean, the topic for that module that we were doing, the reason why we wrote this paper was for or second to last module, even though in my opinion I think it was truly the last one. Was it social media? Was that it?
Social justice?
No, the one before that.
Yeah, that one was social media.
Yeah. And I think mine was on like fake news and whatever, and I just cracked it out. Like all the other essays we wrote for this fucking teacher, I was about to call her something else. It was like, why am I writing this? Like we had to write one about Thoreau and sustainability, and then there was another one after that, right? Wasn't there another one before the social media one? I feel like there was.
No, there was only the 3, right?
Really?
Or the critical analysis.
Critical analysis, yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like everything I wrote, other than that, like even like I was speaking about it before the fucking break, and Glorious Bastards. I fucking wrote it on that, and like even that, like I know that movie inside and out, and like when I was writing for that, I'm like, I really don't want to fucking write this. Yeah. You know, it's like there was no point.
No, there really wasn't.
Section, there was no fucking point.
It took me 45 minutes to write out, and I did mine on the first. No, I did mine on the Fate and the Furious.
Yeah.
Because I just watched that.
Yeah.
And so it was the easiest to do.
It just seemed like a fucking waste.
She was a waste.
Was that like your most hated class?
Yes.
Comp 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gave me hatred inside and out as soon as she talked. Me and Phil both.
Yeah. When you first started walking around the campus and like towards the end, like what was like the biggest like feeling you had that was like different about it?
I thought it was like when we first got there and there was a lot to explore. I thought there was a lot of places that I could go to like if I wanted to do something like by myself, or like there's just a lot of places that I thought me and you could be like separated, or like a lot of places that we can go to hang out. But towards the end I realized that there really like wasn't a whole lot of places that we can go to hang out, because we always went to kind of the same places. And like I thought the cafeteria was cool and like the food, and then towards the end I was like, they don't really have a whole lot.
Well, I think even towards the end of last semester, not this last semester, but the first semester, it was like, even at that point, you know.
So I think there was a lot that I think hold on
really quick. I don't know how, but your dog's hair like was just in my nose somehow. Anyways,
I think that's your own hair.
I don't know. Who knows?
Anyways, I think, and I'm pretty sure everybody does this. We looked at it as a lot bigger than it actually was, because it really isn't that big. It's big, but it's not big.
Yeah.
Because, and plus we didn't go into a lot of the buildings. Like we mainly went to F and G and A and C buildings.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We never went into B. I don't even think we went to the science building at all, or the tech building.
The tech building, T building, the N building.
N building. There's the N building?
M.
Where's M?
M is next to T.
Oh, well then, yeah. Those seem like they're far away, don't they?
Yeah, they're like, it's like S and U, and then M and T, and then F.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird.
And then C.
What is M building for?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't. I have no idea.
I remember like looking at the map and like thinking, oh, I'm probably never gonna like figure this out. And then I also remember like when we went to Friendship Fest and like you parked your car. It's weird to think that you parked in A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was.
No, it was A.
No, yeah, it was A. It's weird to think that you parked in A. Like I wouldn't associate that parking lot as A. Yeah. So that's weird, you know. But I think the thing that I was like weirded out about is like I think when and I think it's just how it goes normally is like when we were first there, it just seemed like it was way more lively. Like I remember like we would be walking around like outside. I think that one time when we saw Mo or someone, like we were walking under the GA walk thing. It was like there's people coming in and out of D and all. It just seemed a lot more lively.
It was also a lot nicer outside too.
Yeah.
Because we just went through winter.
Yeah. But it seemed so much more livelier. And then, but I'm talking about like compared to like the end, like now, like it just I feel like also because of finals and all this other shit, like people were just kind of like coming here and I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking around here.
Well, there were some days when you'd pull into the parking lot at 9 a.m. and it would be packed, and then there were some days when you'd pull in the parking lot same time and it would be like very empty. Yeah. It's like, what do all these people do? Did we all just have like a saying like I'm not coming to school today? But
did you I mean, do you think compared to Stag, do you think it was more like
Stag was a prison compared to Moraine Valley?
Yeah. Well, because we were stuck in a fucking building all day. I was gonna say though, do you think like the people that were there, like do you think it was like the same kind of vibe?
No.
Yeah. See,
Stag was a hatred. I hate you. Everybody hates everybody. Nobody wanted to be around anybody. Teachers hated students. Students hated teachers. Yeah. You go to Moraine Valley, and it was just like everybody did their own thing, and the people who associated with other people, they actually liked those people, and they didn't associate with anybody else. So everybody did their own thing. Like nobody hated on anybody like in public, and teachers kind of stayed out of students' ways unless it was in the classroom, of course.
Yeah, well, you can't leave the classroom because it's rude.
Yeah, but, well, whatever. my tuition's going in your salary, so shut up.
Oh, that bitch.
So
anyways,
how'd you feel about finals?
Well, I didn't do
which one was your best, do you think?
Well, I didn't even look at my humanities grade. I didn't even look at my fucking psych grade. I know for a fact though that
I got an 11.5 out of 20 on my psychology one.
I'll have to look. I'll look at that right now. But did she post? Oh, well, wait, hold on.
Which is a 57%.
Damn.
And then my best one at this point is my science one, which I got a 73 on.
Yeah, did you get an email for humanities? Because I didn't.
No, but your grade should be posted. Like your final grade should be posted.
Yeah, I guess it should be because the way she did it, though, I mean, she doesn't have.
If you go into the Moraine Valley MV Connect part, and then you go to academic profile, and then you go to grades, it should be posted.
Yeah. The only, I mean, are you looking forward to any of our classes the next semester?
I don't know. What do we even have? We have speech.
We have speech. We have cinema study. We have what's that one class that's only one day apparently?
I'm gonna look right now because I don't even remember what we got.
Our whole like thing for next semester was basically shaped because of the cinema class.
Yeah, we played around for that with an hour.
For a literal hour. Yeah, because this last semester we were supposed to have cinema study, and we were not going to have our comp teacher we had now. But the thing is though, if we didn't have this comp class, we would have never had the great Phil on this show.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing.
He was the Jesus that came out of this class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got what did you get on the final exam? For psych? Did you say an 11 or something?
What?
Well, for the final exam.
11.5 out of 20.
Oh, I got a 10.4.
Okay, so a little worse. Yeah. I didn't think I did that bad. Okay, but you were saying when we walked out of that class, you're like, I felt pretty good about that, and then you're like, whenever you feel good
about that. Yeah, no.
Let's see, what is 10.4 divided by 20? That's a 52%.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a failing grade, but you know what?
So
I got a 70 in the class. So
we have speech. Do you have a math 120 next semester?
With you, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we have speech and math, and we have minority groups. That's a sociology class.
Yeah. And it still says one day.
Yes.
Okay. I see. This is the weird thing. It's an hour class, but we have basically those 3 classes that you just said. We have those all on Monday, and then we have math and speech on Tuesday
Wednesday and Friday.
Wednesday and Friday. But then that minority class is only on Monday. And
yeah, it's a 3 credit hour class, which means we should be there for 3. We should be in that class for 3 hours a week.
And the thing that I was worried about at first, I was like, well, maybe that's online class. And I asked you said it wasn't.
No.
And then what if it's just some like fast talking guide? Like, okay, so here's 3 sections and we're going to go over all right now. Okay.
Well, something that I'm seeing right now is all of our other classes. Let's see. Our comm class and our math class start on August 21st. Our film appreciation class starts on the 22nd.
Okay, yeah.
The minority groups class doesn't start until the week after. Wow. On the 28th.
That's weird.
That is weird. So that class not only starts later in the semester, but it's also just 1 day a week.
It's 1 day a week.
For 50 minutes.
Well, I thought it was an hour. Is it a full hour?
Oh, yeah, it is a full hour.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. So I don't know what the fuck the deal is. And then the only class we have on Tuesday and Thursday is film appreciation, right?
Yeah, and on Tuesdays it's from 9:30 to 11-something. 9:30 to 11:20, and on Thursdays it's from 9:30 to 10:20.
That's gonna feel weird, honestly, to just have one class on a day and then just be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have do any of our classes go past 1 o'clock?
Our latest class is Monday is our latest day, and we're there till 12, and that's only because of the sociology class.
That sounds real.
On Wednesdays and Fridays, we're not there we're only there till a little before 11.
Well, it's good to know. I mean, since I'm only there for that late, I'll probably still be working probably day shifts at my job if I still have it.
I'm not changing my availability for my job, like over the summer. I'm gonna keep the availability that I have, because if I change my availability to open, they'd have me doing 5 days a week.
Yeah. And
probably weekends, and I don't want to do that. As much as I like day shifts more than night shifts, I'd rather just keep my because I don't need that much money.
Do your bosses at work, do they know you do this, the podcast?
See, I'm on Facebook. I'm a part of this Coles Associates group.
Yeah.
And I post about this on my Facebook, so I just wonder how many people see it.
Yeah. Because that's what I was wondering.
Nobody's asked me about it ever.
No, yeah.
I've never told anybody about it.
Well, how many people really, use Facebook a lot? You know what I mean? It's not really super big. Or, well, it's big, but, not, young.
I don't care if they know about it. It's just, as much as I like doing this, I don't like to talk to people that I work with about it. You know? It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, how did you bring it up? Like, did Humna ask about it?
Yeah. She, I remember the conversation. I guess we were kind of talking about our, school interests and what we want to go to school for. I told her I went to Moraine. She told me where she wants to go and what she wants to do, and that's kind of how we've both found out we were into journalism.
Yeah.
And then we started talking. I told her about this, and I told her that I've written for a couple of different places and that I wanted to start my own thing. And she told me about how she wrote for her newspaper at school. And, yeah, so she started listening to this.
Is your website still up?
It's still up. It's not doing much. I'm waiting to see if we use it for this, or if I should just shut it down entirely.
Yeah, but what was the last time you posted an article? Is that a while ago?
Let's see.
Is it what is it called? It's called
AllegedlySports.com.
Allegedly Sports.
I printed out all the articles so I can keep them for a resume thing. January.
Yeah. Wow.
January.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it's already.
At least you did one this year, though. It wasn't like the last one.
I did
two
two this year, technically.
Okay.
January 1st and January 4th.
And do you know what they were on?
One was on hockey, one's on basketball. Yeah, so failed. It's okay. It's okay.
Is that was there any way can people subscribe to the website, or can they make an account? Is there any way you can track how many people are tuning in?
I don't know. No. Yeah, I can go to my, like, there's like a creator's site that I can go to and track my analytics and stuff.
Okay.
But, I don't recommend that you go there because I'm changing everything and and planning out something new. So that'll take a while.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We should totally sit down one day. We'll figure out the whole website thing and all that shit.
Yeah. And by the way, Humna says hello.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does say hello.
Is that on Snapchat?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I sent her a picture of the setup, and she said hi. She was watching The Matrix today.
The first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the only one that I like. I don't like anything
I've
else.
watched it, but I don't remember anything about it, really.
It's a very strange movie, so if you watched it when you were a kid, you probably. It's not like something that probably stuck with you. Oh, yeah, I want to bring this up really quick. So, I know we've never gotten any messages from these podcasts, but I want support. How many people out there use the phrase funnily enough? Please comment on our YouTube or Facebook, funnily enough, if you use it. Because it's a real phrase, and I fucking use it. And I asked my grandparents about it. My grandpa uses it. My grandma doesn't use it. My mom didn't even know that was a fucking word. And my brother, I didn't even ask him yet, but I guarantee he's going to be fucking like, what? You know what? But fucking...
Okay,
yeah.
So is your grandpa a credible source?
He's totally a credible source.
No, he's not.
He's been around the block, he's almost... I think he's almost
He can't
80.
even make it out of his front yard anymore.
No, he really can't. No, he... I think he's gonna have to get like back surgery or something like that, something crazy. But
your grandpa's not a reliable source. I'm sorry. Funnily enough, is not.
No, but it is a real phrase. It's just I don't like.
Yeah, but only like 2 people, I guess, in this world use it. You and
no,
your
there's
grandfather.
totally no people totally.
I've lived on this earth for 19 years, and the first time I heard it was when you said it, and I thought you were crazy, like bat shit out of your mind.
No, but it's
both
a real
me
phrase.
and Tom were just like we couldn't believe that came out of your mouth.
I'm gonna put it in the script. I have to now.
Yeah, you do.
I have to.
You do.
I have to make it worldly known if it's not. Because it's a fucking phrase, and I'm
not a phrase.
I've totally used it in front of you before that.
No, you have not.
I probably have, and you thought I said funny enough, but funnily enough.
No, it sounds like you're saying funnel, like funnel cake or like a funnel, and it's like that's not that. What does that have to do with being funny?
Anyways,
we're done here.
On our YouTube channel, fucking put that in the comments of this fucking video if you use that phrase. Funnily enough, FUNNILY.
Yeah, F-U.
Funnily enough.
No, it's 2 N's.
That's what I said. I put 2 N's.
Oh, I thought you said 1 N.
No. Are we at the 50-minute mark yet? Or?
I forgot to start it again, but it doesn't matter because we're past an hour.
All right. Yeah, so like I said, we'll probably be posting these still on Monday, but I mean, it really doesn't matter to these guys when we fucking record these. But yeah, we'll probably, the schedule might change depending on what the fuck happens, but who knows?
All right. So subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @Alleged Network. You can find our information down below. Thank you for listening. And you will be watching Zach's, I'll put that video.
Are you gonna put it in? Are you gonna sync it?
I'm gonna try to sync it in there.
Okay.
We'll
so
see.
if you watch the YouTube, you'll get that video.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right. Bye.